RDR fam. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Sorry I'm late tonight. Had to do some family stuff, but anyway, let's get started with DR. A couple of DR trades today. Let me get my pen going. All right, and let's talk about kind of what we saw today, and I'll point out a couple things. Just wanted to mention as we go through this. All right, so let's look at our range today. We had about, I think, about a 20-point range. Right around 10 o'clock out, we had about a 10-point range, and I was like, we need to expand out a bit. And so, we were probably like in this, we're probably like here at 10 o'clock. And then we had this huge expansion here to give us a full DR, setup. So we asked 4488. This was about 18, 19 points. So pretty good there on the DR range. Now, also notice what our trend was, right? So we had a trend that's going this way. So my bias, about 60% of that was going, to the upside, right? So let's talk about how we made the trades today. And there's two. Let me turn. There's two fair value gaps that I put on the 15-minute. Okay, so I had these on my chart all day today, right? So we had this 15-minute and this 15-minute, because what I was looking at was, if you notice where this 15-minute is, it was right above, or right the 0.5 fib. Look how straight that was. What? That 0.5 fib was right in the middle, or right at the bottom of it. So I thought the price may actually come down to this fair value gap and then bounce back up. All right, so that's on the 15 minutes. Let me take it back down to the all right, so now we know what that is. Let me take it back down to the 5, which is what we're supposed to be on. Okay, so we can kind of just follow along as we're supposed to. All right, so this gray, so you can see that 15-minute there, and the other one is down there. All right, so again, if I'm looking at it from the 5-minute perspective, I was hoping price would come down here to that 0.5 fib and then take off that way. All right, but we didn't get that. So what did we get? Okay, so a couple of things we got, and we had to be, depending on how aggressive you were, right? So first trade, I was pretty aggressive. Well, let me back up. My first trade I actually took today was actually this trade this way. All right. Because I saw what was happening with price, and there's some fair value gaps in here. There was a huge one. Where was it? I took that. Trying to think where I got in. There's a fair value gap here. I think I got in higher than that, but you can see a fair value gap here that's a bearish fair value gap that gives you price opportunity to run all the way down. So I'm not going to talk too much about that, because that's a completely different type of trade. But I'll just say I could have been done for the day, way before that, right? Or before DR even set up. So anyway, so let's talk about DR real quick. Okay. So, we set up our DR structure here. Now price goes up. We have a really quick confirmation to the high side. All right. And so now we're looking for a retrace, right? So now here's where it gets, you can be aggressive with this one, because what you see right here is a bullish fair value gap, right? And so what I'm looking for, and that's right above the DR high. So I'm looking for is price either come down to that fair value gap or come below it, below DR. All right, so what does it do? It actually comes down, hits that fair value gap, and it starts to move away. All right, and if you're into that consequent encroachment stuff, that's like halfway in between, that's pretty much where that candle went to, and then it starts to move away. So my order was set right at the top of that DR. Top of the fair value gap, right? Now my stop loss was actually right below DR high, right? 2 ticks below, right? So my risk was very minimal on that. So if it had decided to come back down, yes, I would have got stopped out, but for a very minimal risk. All right. Instead, what we did was we took this trade, and that was around 44.92. We took it up to 97. All right, so it's either right there, We got out right there, or we got out like when it came down and went back up again. I can't remember which one we did. All right, but I know it was a 5-point trade. All right, I could have held it and gone longer, but again, 5-point trade. Again, I was good from the night before or early in the morning, so I wasn't too greedy on that one. Okay, so that's an aggressive trade, right? Because we did not retrace down into DR. Right now, this trade, the next one, the price comes back down. And if you notice that one candle there, we actually just tweaked it. All right. And so now I did not get in on DR low, right? Because I mean a DR high, because it moved too fast. Okay. So I literally, I grabbed I didn't even put a limit on it. I grabbed a market order, right? So when I saw it come down and start to come back up again, I just grabbed the market order and got in as quickly as I could. Okay. Because I'm expecting price to go that way. All right. Now this again, trusting the process, trusting your rules, following your rules, all that good stuff. I mean, that is legitimate. That's a legitimate, if I can make this a little bigger for everybody, that might be a little better, right? That's a legitimate DR trade there. Okay, I mean, it's barely, but it's legitimate. So what happens here, that was about 44.90-ish, 95 was up here. So again, I know this was a 5-pointer. Now where I'm a little bit, this is where being cautious did cost me a little bit, because this trade I got in here and I think I got out on this candle here, right? 5 points, right? Boom, great, no problem. Now what happens though, price comes back down, didn't retest it again, so I didn't get back in, but then it just takes off up here. And that was a really nice, that would have been out 45, that's, about 12 points on that one, right? So 5 points or 12 points versus 5 points. But again, successful trades for the day, so not being too greedy. Okay, so sorry guys, had to wet my whistle, as my buddy Tim would say. All right. Okay, so let's clear that out. All right, so we get up here, right? We take our trade, got a profit there. Price moves back up. Same thing here. Now I'm thinking price comes back down, see what it does again, pierces the DR high, and then starts to move away. All right. Now, in that case, it was the same trade. Okay, literally the same trade. Got in on the DR high in this case, and then moved it up 5 points. Like if you look at this top of that candle, literally is the same trade. All right. So if you're in, you got your, that's 5 points there, pretty easy. Now here's where I, same thing here though, like on this trade where we could have held it and took the run up. Now on this trade, same thing, could have held it, right? Came back down, literally did the same exact thing that this trade did. But again, I wasn't trying to be greedy. So could have held it though, and would have let it run that way. Now, one thing to notice, and about 3:55, I said, well, I know they're not going to go and let this thing take out the high after it's been doing this all day, right? So we set a weekly high earlier in the morning. We had taken out the one from the night before, and so it kind of, to me, that's almost like a sell side or buy side liquidity in this case. And if you notice what they do, they wait until literally like 4 o'clock, and then just just shoot price. Where's my oh, sorry guys, I lost my where'd it go? Hold on, is it here? I lost my pen. Oh, there it is. Oof. Now I'll get rid of this thing. Technical difficulties. Okay, there we go, we're back. All right, good you see it. Okay, so right around S350, and right around right 4 o'clock, they just do this, huge move here, take out the weekly high, and so set us up for tomorrow in that case. All right, so again, patience required today. This is not the easiest trading day. You had to kind of, really take your time and understand what was happening with the market. Okay, so a sneak peek for today or for overnight, since it's already almost 9:40. We can kind of see what's happening here. Of course, normal Asian range, kind of a small range. You look at last night's London range. I was thinking was pretty big, so I was a little surprised about London range. But anyway, so we confirmed high already. Went up. We retraced down. Oh, that would have been a nice trade right there. I didn't even get on it. So literally, we have a retirement setup, a very small one. We only have what about? Let's see what's my points on here. I got 12 down to so 3 points. So I got a 3 point retirement trade, but it works, right? Comes down, doesn't take out the low, and then it starts to move back up. So I'm already, that would have been about 4 points already. So, nothing to sneeze at if you're doing, too many contracts. All right. Well, so I'm going to see how this plays out, see if it comes back, give me another chance to get in. But anyway, for you guys, have a great night. And we will see you tomorrow. I promise tomorrow we'll try to do this a little earlier. But hope you guys, again, had a great weekend. And, love on your loved ones. You never know when you're not going to be able to do it again. So take advantage of it. All right. Love y'all. Peace.